Welcome, and let's get going. Next slide, Kirsten. So today's session is all about Scotland's refreshed Learning for Sustainability Action Plan and its relevance to youth work. And it's going to be an interactive session. It's about thinking about how we can engage, how we can all engage with this exciting plan, and in particular, the call to action. And it's about sharing, it's about learning from each other. So we're really looking forward to this morning's session. And the next slide, Kirsten. The programme for this morning, we're just doing a welcome at the minute, but we then are going to go straight into, well, what is this plan? What does it look like? How does it relate to youth work? And then what does it actually look like in one particular youth work setting? So Julie Beckett, who many of you will know, CLD Development Officer at Education Scotland, is going to be introducing how it relates to youth work broadly. And then we're really lucky to have a youth worker, Andrea, who again, many of you may know from Stirling Council, looking at one particular example. And then it's over to you, so group conversations and thinking more deeply about this action plan and what it means, your reactions to it, and then what next. Okay, well, I think you will have, next slide please, have seen the link to this action plan. The call to action is due next week, and you've seen already in these slides the hashtags. This is Learning for Sustainability, Time for LfS, LfS for All, Target 2030. This is a call to action for everyone, including youth workers. What's it all about? Well, the next slide, please, Kirsten. Many of you will have been working on Learning for Sustainability for a long time. And so this action plan is a refresh of a plan that was launched in 2019, but it itself was something which started about 10 years ago. Learning for Sustainability is an entitlement for all learners in Scotland. This particular action plan, though, is stepping up activity, and its ambition is to build a movement for change so that every 3 to 18 place of education becomes a sustainable learning session by 2030. You can see the themes in it. There are 25 actions, and Julie will be talking about how these relate to youth work in a bit more detail. But I wanted to say before we do that, just next slide, please, Kirsten, that this step change is all really related to the voices of young people. And in production of the action plan, there were 2 bits of research, one done by Children's Parliament, and this really had a whole set of calls to action which came from young people. I think Naomi is going to put a link to this in the chat, maybe, but it's worth having a look at really what young people are saying and what they want to happen, how they want to be engaged. And so this bit of work was done with young people up to age of 16, but in January this year, a bit of research was done with practitioners and CLD practitioners in relation to 16 plus. And the voices of young people then said they really wanted Learning for Sustainability to be available. They wanted it to connect with what they were seeing around them. They wanted it to be a key priority, which didn't just think about environment, but was also about diversity and social justice. And they were interested too, the research showed, in allowing Scotland to manage its own sustainability and in taking learning outdoors as a key aspect of this. So really the voices of young people are behind this. And next slide, Kirsten, an interesting, an important thing is that to take this forward, in addition to there being a leadership group more broadly, which has the agencies, including Education Scotland, involved in taking this forward, also the voices of young people, and a children and young people leadership group or groups are being set up at the moment. So I think it's important that young people are really at the heart of this.